package for me? Who sent me something?
At last, I am free. Now cower before me, human.
Oh, for the god's sakes. Again?
What? No. Fear me!
Okay, look, I don't mean to rain on your parade or whatever, but you're far from the scariest thing to come into my home unannounced.
Even when I do this?
Really? Jeez.
What was that, mortal?
I'm just saying, jump scares? Really? No one finds those scary anymore.
Not scary. Nonsense. Especially coming from me. I am the epitome of fear and anguish. Fine then, Mr. Fear Expert. What is scary to you? The dark? Death? Loneliness? The fear of unknowing? What?
Well, first, what do you think is scary?
Well, it's been a long time since I've actually been able to scare someone. I've been in that box for a while, so... I don't know. You really don't find me scary, though?
Not one bit. I mean, you're just a first stager. No one in their right mind would find you scary.
Really? But... I can't evolve.
Hey, that's alright. Look. You can be scary.
Really?
Yes, of course. I mean, you're just a Gastly, but there are ways you can learn to be scary.
Okay then, how?
Sit back and listen closely, my good and scary friend. For, you see, you rely too much on being purely a ghost to be scary, when there are other ways to do it.
But ghosts are scary.
Yes, they are, but you're not. There are other ways you can be scary, though.
Okay, show me then.
Listen closely and take notes, for I'm about to... Wait, this doesn't feel right. Oh. Listen closely, because I'm about to delve into the darker half of the Pokemon world, filled with spooks, specters, and stories to make your heart race and palms sweaty. I'm John Mahogany, and let's listen to some Pokemon Campfire stories. Being a franchise geared towards children, you'd expect Pokemon to be pretty lighthearted and fun. Well, for the most part it is. And a huge part of Pokemon is that it promotes friendship and working together, and other cheesy crap like that. But not everything can be this way. Sometimes things can get pretty dark, even right under our noses. That's right, I'm talking about the Pokédex, an important tool for every avid trainer. With it you can learn anything you want about the Pokemon you've captured. However, not everyone reads the Pokédex, so not everyone knows how feral these creatures can be. After all, they are wild animals. Tell me, have you ever read the Pokédex? Because I have, and there's some pretty messed up stuff in there. From Pokemon torturing children to being the spirits of dead people. You know what? Just let me read you a few. Let's begin in the child haters category, shall we?
Duskull, the Requiem Pokemon. It loves the crying of children. It startles bad kids by passing through walls and making them cry.
I'm sorry, but how demented do you have to be to actually love the crying of children? Because Duskull actively go out of their way to scare children to the point of tears. Jeez, it must have been a rough day on the job for the poor researcher trying to figure that out. But that's not the only Pokemon who hates kids, because there's one that actually has a vendetta against them. That's right, of course I am talking about Bayonet.
Bayonet, the Marionette Pokemon. A doll that became a Pokemon over its grudge from being junked. It seeks the child that disowned it.
I wonder how wonderful of a child you must have been for the hatred and despair of being thrown away to permeate the stuffing of a discarded plush doll to create Bayonet. Joke's on you, you spoiled brat, because now it wants to kill you. Speaking of wanting to kill you, Hoenn seems to have some issues with Pokemon not only hating children, but hating people in general.
Cacturn, the Scarecrow Pokemon. If a traveler is going through a desert in the thick of night, Cacturn will follow in a ragtag group. The Pokemon are biding their time, waiting for the traveler to tire and become incapable of moving.
Okay, that seems alright. Maybe they're gonna help out the guy. They are Pokemon after all, and as we all know, they love helping people. Let's have a look at Sinnoh Pokedex entry.
It becomes active at night, seeking prey that is exhausted from the day's desert heat.
Haha! Yeah, nah, he did. This Pokemon makes it his job to make sure that the desert is and always will be without life. So yes, there are Pokemon that will find you, and they will kill you. And as humans, we are constantly perturbed with death and the whole goings-on with it. We are consistently curious as to what it means to human existence. Is there an afterlife, or is there just nothing? What happens to a human after death? Do we even have souls? Okay, calm down. Remember what your therapist said about getting too carried away? Anyhow, Pokemon has all the answers for you, because when you die, congrats! You become a Pokemon. Well, at least it may not be the sunshine and rainbows you think it would be. Just listen to this.
Yamask, the spirit Pokemon. These Pokemon arose from the spirits of people interred in graves in past ages. Each retains memories of its former life, and carries a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry.
Hold on just a moment. Are you telling me that not only is this thing a human spirit, but it also knows that? What kind of eternal torment is that? That is, dare I say, sadder than Cubone's Pokedex entries. This thing lives its whole life, or afterlife, with a constant reminder of who it once was, while simultaneously having to deal with the constant fear of being entrapped in a small metal ball. That's just horrible. But it makes me wonder, how did scientists figure that out? And while on the subject of dead people and the torment of children, why don't we talk about the Pokemon that combines the best of both worlds?
Phantom, the stump Pokemon. According to old tales, these Pokemon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died while lost in the forest.
I'm sorry, what? No. I was fine with you torturing people and killing children, but doing it at the same time? No, that just ain't right. But that's why it's scary, I suppose. However, it isn't just Pokemon that are terrifying. There are some stories from the Pokemon world that will leave you constantly looking about, ensuring that there's no one behind you. In every Pokemon region, Game Freak never fails to add in a location that seems, well, detached from everything else, as if a dark or devious force has encompassed it. And from these places, the Pokemon world gains its more horrific tales. Let us begin in the Sinnoh region by visiting the old Chateau.
This ancient building was once the manor of a happy and wealthy family, with a staff tedious to work. The sun's light filtered through the windows and illuminated the hallways as the children played and the staff laughed merrily as they worked, while the manor owner conducted his business in his study. And when night fell, extravagant parties were held in the dining hall, where patron and staff alike enjoyed great feasts and good times. However, one day, this place, once so filled with life, mysteriously fell abandoned. Now those who pass it by claim to feel a strange, foreboding presence that chills them to their bones. Even those who dare enter claim that they feel as though they are always being watched by bodiless eyes.
And let me tell you, as someone who's visited the Chateau, that place is freaky. All of the statues and all of the paintings, it feels as though there are eyes always on you, no matter where you go. And don't get me started on the TV in the middle of the house, because when I was there, that thing felt like the epicenter of evil in that place.
There have even been reports by ghost hunters and trainers that they have spotted ghosts inside the building, most notably that of a young girl and a butler, perhaps implying that, maybe, the building wasn't abandoned at all.
While on the subject of old buildings, we need to talk about the strange house.
East of Lentimas town, at the base of the Reversal Mountain in Unova, there sits a lone house, simply known as the Strange House. A decrepit building shrouded in an aura of tragedy. The drapes torn and the furniture is arranged bizarrely as long shadows streak the floor. Not much is known about the house, other than that a family once lived there. A mother, father, their daughter, and the family's Abra.
Like the old chateau, far-gone specters inhabit this strange house. However, there is only one, and rather than being horrific, it is tragic. For the spirit is the soul of a young girl who once lived in the house. But what happened to her.
People who have entered the house have claimed to hear a number of phrases whispered throughout the hallowed halls. An everlasting dark dream. An endless dream of darkness. Dad. Mom. Abra. Where are you? In the dark dream I heard my dad's voice. Forget about the lunar wing. Please stay here with me. Oh. The lunar wing? I can't take it now, but it'll be okay. Please return the wing to the Pokemon. I was waiting on the bridge so I can return it myself.
If we string these words together carefully, a narrative will unfold. Long ago, the girl was cast into a never-ending sleep, one that she could only be awoken from by a lunar wing. However, her family could not get her the wing on time, and she perished before she could wake up. Now all she desires before passing on is that the wing be returned to its rightful owner. And for all the keen-witted, yes, this is the same ghost girl which awaited on the Marvelous Bridge in Pokemon Black and White. Just goes to show how much planning was put in Gen 5. Believe it or not, but this is not the first instance of encountering a ghost girl in the Pokemon universe. By now we've all heard of her, the Lumiose Ghost Girl. A mysterious hex maniac who appears on the second floor of the Fighting Dojo building in the central city of Kalos.
Upon entering, the lights will flicker and she appears, drifting towards the player, only to tell them, no, you're not the one, before floating away. We meet her again on the first floor of Mount Pyre's interior, where she says the same thing. However, no one is yet certain what the girl means by the one, and some don't think we'll ever get an answer.
But hey, Game Freak revealed who the Marvelous Bridge Ghost Girl was, so let's not give up on finding out quite yet. All these events and crazy Pokédex entries are spooky, sure, but when you think of Pokemon instilling actual fear and terror in the real world, that's when things get really scary. As I mentioned earlier, Pokemon is about bringing people of all walks of life together and about sharing and having a good time. However, when I say all walks of life, I mean all walks of life. This includes the maniacal, the avaricious, the envious, and the malicious. There are countless stories of happy, defenseless Pokemon Go players being robbed, sometimes at gun or knife point, with a seldom few ending in an unspeakable tragedy. However, it was not only in the Pokemon Go craze of earlier this year that people have been known to get robbed in the name of Pokemon. While that is unfortunate, it is even more unfortunate when it is by a fellow fan. At the height of Pokemania back in the 90s, everyone was in a craze about having the best that Pokemon had to offer. This may have entailed long hours of grinding to reach the famed level 100, or spend each week's allowance on Pokemon cards, in hopes that one day you would get the fabled base set Charizard. Unfortunately, there are those who don't have the time, money, nor patience for such things, and will instead take them by force out of envy.
The stories are countless, but one that I read specifically sticks out in my mind. It was way back in 1999 when Pokemania was taking its darker turn. It was no news that children all across America were getting into skirmishes over our beloved franchise, but one undisclosed Long Island boy took it too far when he believed his friend had stolen a card from him. The 9-year-old, yes, 9, brandished a carving knife and stabbed his 13-year-old friend in the leg alongside the accusation. The 13-year-old was fine and the 9-year-old wasn't charged, sadly.
How entitled do you have to be to stab someone over a piece of paper? And, why did this kid, this 9-year-old kid, have a carving knife on him? Sounds like premeditation to me. Was that a Long Island thing back in the 90s? Because if it was, damn. And also, I hope that kid got visited by many a Duskull. Remember people, despite how much we may love the series, it's still just a game, and even if it seems like something to stab someone over, it's probably not. And no matter what dark things may lurk about in its corners, we must remember not to take those things too seriously either, or else we may become scared of our own curious urges, leaving no one left to discover the mysteries waiting for us in the dark. So, I hope you learned a thing or two about being scary.
Oh yes, yes! And it's all thanks to you that I can finally go off and finally scare the masses.
Whoa! What's going on?
It seems that I've gained so much experience from this that I'm starting to evolve.
Holy crap! haunter now. Now you can really scare some people.
It seems so, but I will not allow my new appearance to outweigh the lessons I've learned today. Thank you, Mr. Mahogany.
Oh, please, call me John.
Yes, thank you, John. Now, I must be off. There are housewives to spook and trick-or-treaters to torment.
Now that's the spirit. No pun intended.
And for every person I scare, it will be to your credit.
Oh, stop. You're gonna make me blush.
Anyhow, farewell, John. Perhaps someday I may get to even scare you.
Huh, good luck with that. You see, it's not always the look of something that makes it scary, but more the essence surrounding it. The essence could be a feeling in the air or a moan in the distance. It could even be what you know or don't know about the spook that gets you. Come to think of it, I don't really know where Ghast or Haunter came from. Oh well, that's unimportant. I'm John Mahogany and I hope you enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making it. And have a safe Halloween.